We start with light flyweights, Paul Gonzales and Kwang Soon Kim. Along with Al Bernstein, I'm Bob Lee, and in this light flyweight division, the computer draw, Al, may have given us our best fight of this division right off the bat.
Yeah, ironically, you look at Gonzales, ranked highly and a favorite to win the gold medal, and Kim could well be his toughest opponent. He's ranked second in the world, Kim, and he's a walking kind of fighter, the kind of fighter that could give Gonzales some trouble.
Gonzales and Luigi Quacci of Italy is our referee. Gonzales with an amateur record of 178-4. Kim, the world champion from 1983, also won a tournament in Bangkok last year. Gonzales in his hometown. Some questions about a hand injury that Gonzales sustained 2 years ago, and he has said coming into this Olympics he's looking forward to some of the rest he'll get after the games.
Well, yeah, and that changed his style a bit, Bob. He's known more now as a boxer than he is as a puncher. Early on, before that hand injury, he was perhaps a stronger puncher.
5 judges scoring the fight, 20-point must system per round, and a 5-member jury which could be called in on a 3-2 decision if the judges split 3-2. Our judges are from Yugoslavia, Tunisia, Uganda, Australia, and Ecuador. And our referee is from Italy.
For Paul Gonzales, early, the jab is certainly his most important weapon. He needs to establish that punch early. It will make the right, like that one, work for him.
A number of blows, very, very important under the amateur scoring and use of the Olympics. And down goes Kim with a strong right from Gonzales. He will get the standing 8 count from Luigi Quacci.
Good straight right hand by Gonzales, set up by that excellent left jab.
Gonzales, taller, better reach. Stings that jab in there again.
Gonzales has had trouble with walking fighters who are shorter and can get underneath that reach. Tonight, he is having no problem with that.
He is peppering the face of Kim, working high on the body. The overhand right. Just the luck of the draw halfway through round 1 that the top 2 light flyweights would meet in the very first round. And again, the standing 8 count. Kim, the second-ranked fighter in the world. Gonzales coming into the Olympics the 3rd.
And there's the left hook by Kim. That's a punch he really will need to get on track in this fight if he's to do any good against Gonzales. But Paul has kept him at bay with the combinations and the jab, so he hasn't been able to do it.
Kim rallying a bit of his own, using his left. Command break.
The good lateral movement from Paul Gonzales, Bob, has really set up what he's done in this first round. He's hitting Kim from a lot of different angles.
Last minute of round number 1, opening round action. Light flyweight division. Paul Gonzales firmly in control, having knocked down Kwang Soon Kim already once. 2 standing 8 counts taken by Kim. But you never can tell, even though there has been a knockdown, the number of blows ever so important in the eyes of the judges, but Gonzales effectively staying away and using that jab. Thoughts of using the right uppercut, so a very impressive round number 1 for Paul Gonzales as we open the light flyweight division. Getting some advice from Pat Nappy, having knocked down Kim in round number 1, back at it in the opening round of the light flyweight division. This could be Gonzales' toughest hurdle for a gold medal in a division where no American has won the gold since 1904.
Gonzales using the jab very effectively and now going downstairs with the hook. Some people have criticized Paul for being a one-dimensional fighter. He does have other skills like that hook to the body, just doesn't use perhaps them as often as most people would like.
A warning for headbutting to Kim. Gonzales gets right back in. Gonzales from the barrio of East Los Angeles. Grew up in an environment that could have led him many other ways. Turned to boxing. Good strong right by Kim.
Kim is just walking in and taking what Gonzales has to offer, and occasionally getting that overhand right in now. And it's frustrating, Bob, for Gonzales. He is blasting Kim
for a second, and Kim just keeps walking in with a strong right. The headgear comes off of Kim, and we will stop the clock for just a second. The headgear is mandatory, and so Kim's corner will put it right back on. Kim, age 20, a lot of amateur experience. Since April of this year, the headgear has been mandatory. There was a move to make the mouthpieces mandatory in this Olympic tournament, but many African nations did not have the fitted mouthpieces, so that is an optional piece of equipment, but you must wear the headgear.
For Gonzales now, so I think some frustration because he's able to land often against Kim with the jab, the straight right hand, but Kim keeps walking through it. And in this round, as you pointed out, we've seen Kim get there with the overhand right and some left hooks.
And again, it's very tough to judge how the judges are watching this fight, counting the telling scoring blows that must be landed with the right portion of the glove. 20 points per round to the winner of each round on each scorecard.
In amateur boxing, a style like Gonzales is much more appropriate than the style of Kim because you do land more punches when you're a boxer, and Kim looking for the one shot perhaps to knock out Gonzales.
Perhaps sensing that is his only chance. Two stinging good left jabs by Gonzales, and just stays off the rope. A good left hook. Good strong right, and Gonzales backs up.
This is a textbook fight so far for Paul Gonzales. He has made very few mistakes. He's done precisely what he wanted to do, and he had to come right out in this first round of competition doing it.
Warning to Gonzales. Down goes Kim again. Again the right of Gonzales.
I think they'll rule that a slip, Bob. The right glanced off his head, but Kim was going backwards from slipping down.
Kim just walks right back into it with that long right of his, just swinging it wildly.
And balance is a problem for him. He comes in so awkwardly that it's tough for him to stay on his feet, and that's why he's susceptible to those counter shots.
Surgically with that jab, Gonzales just adding up the points against the face of Kwang Soon Kim. Another warning for Kim. He's leading with his right. Strong right.
They trade rights, and you can see in that exchange how straight Gonzales' right is compared to Kim.
We'll be here between rounds to get the assessment from Gonzales' corner as he scores well with the left right to the face of Kim to close out this second round. Another strong effort by Paul Gonzales in the light flyweight division. Pat Nappy in the corner.
Nice and cool. Now listen, and listen good. He's going to come out swinging both hands. You understand? And I want you to give him a boxing lesson. You understand? Move, move, move. Fight when you have to. Come out with your hands up, up, up. Backing up. You understand?
You want to think points now. 3 points, 3 legal punches a point, okay?
You want to keep them hands up when you're backing up because he's going to be throwing wild punches. Make them miss and go, okay?
Some of that action from round two.
Kim getting in the overhand right, lunging with it, but getting it there, and then the left hook. That's the only difference in this round than the first. He was able to get a few of those punches in, but probably not enough to take the round.
Well, you heard Pat Nappy with the instructions, keep your hands up to Gonzales, and Nappy knows full well that Kim knows that Kim's only chance is to come out with that boxer's chance and take out Gonzales. He's trailing very probably on the cards. boxing lesson. That's what Pat Nappy said to Gonzales. He had a little trouble with his footing along the near ropes. Give him a boxing lesson. And he does just that to the chin.
Four-punch combination. Paul Gonzales with just outstanding hand speed. And Kim, not a great defensive fighter and really hampered by the height and reach disadvantage.
Gonzales looking more sprite on his feet early in this third round. A strong left there. For a second like he might turn southpaw. Looked a little slow in the feet near the end of round 2.
And, you know, it's not apparent here, but Kim really is very strong for a 106-pounder. And in most of his fights, he has been too strong for his opponents in winning that World Cup in '83. But it's not apparent here against Gonzales.
Kim making his name as an in-fighter, not an artiste, which is really what Gonzales has been showing us so far. We approach the midway point of this third and final round. Light flyweights, 106 pounds or 48 kilograms. Gonzales blocked those. Kim sticks one left in there. 5 judges watching. They will score it. If it is a 3-2 decision, it would go to a jury, which is simultaneously scoring this fight. The jury system in use at this Olympics for the first time.
Kim wild with those punches, and Gonzales counter punches well after he's off balance. And, you know, we saw earlier a jab from Kim. He probably has thrown maybe 6 jabs in his fight, Bob. And part of his problem is he's not jabbing his way in.
Well, Kim was a national hero last year when in a fight, one of the first athletic endeavors between Korea and the Soviet Union after the downing of that Korean airliner, as Gonzales just peppers him at will with that jab. Kim totally brutalized his Soviet opponent, but now Kim himself just very weary on his feet. Gonzales picking him to pieces with that left.
And there's something Kim wanted to do throughout this fight. He went with a right to the body, then came with a right to the head. He has not worked Gonzales' body really very little in this fight, and it's hurting.
And Paul appears almost as fresh as when he began. Little desperation now in all of Kim's decisions and moves. Wild right. Gonzales peppering him.
And what a fine display for Paul Gonzales in this opening match.
Just ducks under and works the head once again. Gonzales firmly in command of this fight. Whether the judges see it all the same way remains to be seen.
The hand speed and combinations of Paul Gonzales have simply been too much for Kim, or at least it appears that way to us.
Gonzales has dreamed for an Olympic gold. This is step 1. This could be very well his toughest fight of the Olympics. And he may have just taken the large first step towards a medal. We'll get the scoring in a moment.
At 12 years old, I got shot in the back of my head. I got stabbed when I was 13. But then after I saw the 76 Olympic Games display themselves, you know, the team display themselves on television, I told myself, hey, if they can do it, I can do it too. And ever since 76, I married myself to boxing. I ate, slept, talked, drank, did everything boxing. I mean, I kept pushing myself, even though I was still involved in gangs. But like I said, at 15, I kind of broke away from it after having my cousin die in my arms. And I told myself, you know what, I got to do something to bring some pride to my mom. Because my mother has been the father and the mother in the household. And she showed me the meaning of victory. Not only that, but she showed me what winning was all about. So every time I stepped in the ring, I didn't only step in for Paul Gonzales, for my community, or for God. I stepped in for my mother most of all. And winning the gold medal in '84 and placing it around her neck brought back that promise that I promised her a long time ago, that I was going to win a gold medal and give it to her.
The form chart said that Kwang Soon Kim would be the toughest opponent for Gonzales in this, the very first round.
In the red corner, Paul Gonzales.
Unanimously, Al. Unanimously picking apart Kim, the number 2 light flyweight in the world.
Well, Gonzales got the pressure from Kim he expected, and it wasn't that Kim fought such a bad fight, but Paul Gonzales fought, I think, Bob, just about as well as he can tonight.
We'll see what the balance of this division can hold for a challenge to Paul Gonzales in his hometown, having dedicated himself 8 years ago to an Olympic medal, taking that very first step. We'll be